Hello, Stitchy friends. How is everyone doing? I hope you had a wonderful week. I can't believe it's Tuesday already. I can't believe we're here at another Flosstube episode. This is Flosstube number 76. Today is January 20th, 2026. My name is Andrew, and this is my dog Winston. Thank you so much for joining us today here at the Runner Stitcher. This is my channel where I talk primarily about cross stitch, but also a little bit about running sometimes throughout the episodes. And yeah, we're just so grateful that you're here. Thank you so much for the returning subscribers for coming back and checking out what I've been up to. And if you are new here, welcome. You are so welcome to this channel and this community. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy what you see. Let's get started with running a little bit. Why not? Since I said I talk about that sometimes. I still have been running. This past weekend, I ran a 10-mile run on Sunday and squeezed it in just before the rain hit here in Florida. So it was drizzling a little bit towards the end of the run, but overall still a very nice run, and was happy to get sort of a longer distance in again. So it was 10 miles. And then this morning, it was 34 degrees, but it felt like 31. And that was chilly. I wore long pants, I wore gloves, and that's not typical Florida weather, but it can happen in January, especially here in northern Florida. And yeah, it just reminded me how grateful I am to be here and not have to have that weather all the time. But it was a very chilly 3.5 miles this morning. But still grateful that I've got my health and that I still am able to get out there and run. So that's a positive. I also just wanted to say, since I've been down here, one of the things my parents and I have been doing is watching Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune in the evening. Now, I don't know how many of you watch those two shows. I know they're super popular, but it's been so relaxing for me to just sit down for that hour and stitch and watch with my parents and try to guess the things that we don't know and guess at the clues and everything. Anyway, I bring this up because last night on Wheel of Fortune, I don't know if any of you watched it. If you did, definitely let me know in the comments below. But there was a woman on there who was talking about her different hobbies and how she just kind of bounces from one hobby to the next. And Ryan Seacrest asked her what her current obsession is, or what her current hobby is, and she said cross stitching. We had a cross stitcher on Wheel of Fortune last night. It was awesome, and I'm pretty sure Ryan did not know what cross stitching was, which was hilarious. He did motions like this when he was stitching, but it was just really funny. And she brought it up a couple times and just said that's what she's really into right now. She did end up going all the way to the final round. She didn't win the final round, but yeah, it was just fun to see a fellow cross stitcher on there. So that was really cool. I don't know if you caught that or not, but I thought I would at least share it that, yeah, cross stitching is out there in the world, which is really cool. I also wanted to share that I have a very special surprise for you at the end of this video. My mom is going to be joining. So we filmed a little segment this past weekend while she was off work, and she is sharing all of her diamond painting. So definitely stay tuned to the end of this episode. We'll have a little clip at the end where she'll be sharing all the projects she's working on and all of her enjoyment with that. So stay tuned for that. And I guess now let's get into the cross stitching. So let's see what I've been up to this week. I do have 5 whips to share with you, and that's pretty exciting. I think my progress was just about over 3,000 stitches this week, which I'm super happy with. I didn't know if I would get that many in or not, but yeah, I feel like I have a lot to share with you, so let's just get started. The first one is what I put in the title of the screen. Did I finish the Bee Queen? And all right, here's my starting point on the beautiful Bee Queen. Let's just do another quick little escape of her. Yeah, and I will be working down here. So first thing I'll do is put in this little mushroom that goes in on this side to match this one. And then I'll just work on these flowers on the bottom here, and we'll see how far I get this week. You'll see it now. I am happy to say that I do have a finish today, which does not happen very often on this channel because I like such large projects, but here is my finish of the Bee Queen. Now she is completely washed. I washed her with a little bit of Dawn soap, and she's completely ironed, so she is ready to go. And I'm just gonna bring this in here and let you see her for a minute. We'll start all the way at the top and just kind of go down through here. Look at that beautiful dress. And the part that I finished this week are all these little flowers and bees and little motifs down here at the bottom. So I finished that final row down there. And she's fully done. Can you believe it? I'm so excited to have her completed. It's awesome. Now, I started this project back in May of 2024, so she's not quite 2 years old, but getting close to it, about a year and a half, very, very close to her 2-year mark. So I'm happy to finish her before that. And I was stitching from the paper pattern, so I don't have statistics as far as how many stitches were in this piece or not, but she was just such a joy to work on. The dress is no joke. There's a lot of stitches in there. You can see all of the color changes in there that make it so beautiful. But beyond that, it was just really, really enjoyable. The use of color in this piece, I think there's maybe 8 different colors, and it just brings the piece together. All of the colors really work well together, and the way she uses them in different combinations is really, really cool. So yeah, this is the Bee Queen by Tiny Modernist, and this is stitched on a 16 count Oyster Ada. I'm just gonna zoom in here again so you can see her beautiful stitching one more time. I think one of my favorite parts is still this honey pot right here. I think that is so cute. Of course, I love the bees. I love her corset in the dress right here in the middle. Yeah, and this is all the called for threads, 2 threads over 1 Ada cloth. And she's done. Can you believe it? So this is my first finish of 2026. I'm super, super happy. I hope you enjoyed seeing this. I do plan to get this framed, so hopefully in the next couple of weeks you will see a framed version of this, but this will be one of the last times you see Bee Queen. She's so good. I hope you really enjoy that. Now, because I finished this piece, I wanted to do a giveaway for the pattern, because I do have the paper pattern, so I'm allowed to give this away now. It's not a PDF, and I would like to do that to you guys. She was so much fun to stitch, and I'd love to pass this along and let one of you enjoy the stitch as well. So the keyword for this is going to be the word sun, S-U-N. And if you are interested in winning this Bee Queen pattern, use the word sun, S-U-N, in a comment below. And I will stitch this anywhere in the world. Please be 18 years of age or older so I can get your address legally. And please be a subscriber of the channel. And I think that's it. Don't use any of the buzzwords like giveaway or win or anything like that in your comment. Otherwise, I'll have to remove those. But yeah, otherwise, use the word sun, S-U-N, in a comment, and you'll be entered to win this. I will do the drawing next week. So you'll have 1 week to enter, and I'll do the drawing for the winner of this pattern next week. And the next piece I worked on is my weekly piece. This is Saga from Long Dog Samplers. This beautiful piece of all these different arches. And yeah, I will put a video in here where I was when I started the week. Okay, and here is my starting point for Saga for the week. And of course, I will be working down here in this arch. I will first complete this little section right in here. How cute is that little Scotty? I love him. And then I'll come up here and work on this top section and start bringing this next arch over there. So you'll see how far I get now. This week I was able to add in 551 stitches, putting me at 54.56%. And here is Saga. This is the big piece. It's barely gonna fit in the screen pretty soon. We're gonna have to figure something out. But the part I worked on was this arch right here. And what I completed was at the very bottom of this arch, I finished the grassy hill that the cute little Scotty dog is running on. I finished the bottom border of this, this arch right here. I think I worked a little bit in this little section right here because I had some leftover thread. And then the main section I worked on was this over here. So I brought this over a little bit here on this side, and that was 500 stitches. So this next week, I will continue working on the arch here. I like to get the frame of the arch completed before I kind of dive into the center of the piece there. So that's what I'll work on this time, to get that outline completed. And this is stitched on a 36 count vintage country mocha. I'm using Silks for You PR207, and I'm using 1 strand of silk over 2 linen threads. And I just love this piece. I'm so glad to be sticking with my goal of 4 years for finishing this. And as you can see, we are on the 4th row of arches, and that's super exciting. We're gonna get into this next arch in the next couple weeks. So that half arch is now fully completed, and yeah, just love it. That's really all I can say. Long Dog Samplers are a lot of fun to work on. All right, and the next piece I worked on was Teresa Kogut's Treasury of Compassion. Here's what this piece looks like. And this was stitched for temperature stitching. It was called for, I think, 200 stitches for the week. And I will put a video in here where I was when I started. Okay, here's my starting point for Treasury of Compassion. I think I'll be working up here in this corner and kind of bringing some of these motifs down with this flower that matches this side. So I think I'll be working up there. Maybe I'll put in a word or two, but you will see it now. This week I stitched 284 stitches on this piece, and I went over what was called for a little bit just because I was working on this in an evening and I just didn't put it down. I just kept going. So what did I work on this time? Well, this corner here, I brought this flower down. I think I filled in this flower right here. I'm not sure if I brought in more of these motifs or not, but I know this was the section that I really worked on. Maybe I actually did this word too. Now I can't even remember. Did I do that word? Or was that? No, that was already in there. That was definitely in there. Now I'm drawing a blank as to what I actually worked on. I think it was just this corner over here that I worked on these flower motifs and sort of completing that corner section. So this is stitched on an unknown 36 count fabric. I don't know the dyer or the color of the fabric, but I'm using the called for Valtani, which is Autumn Harvest, I believe is what it's called. And it's this beautiful variegated floss that goes from these sort of darker tones of red to almost gold colors, which is, it's just beautiful. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this. So as you can see, the sides mirror each other. So I am just about complete on this top section here. And I'll mirror these vines down the side here. And then I'll start filling in the words because the words have to go too. I've been kind of saving the words because I do like working on them. They're very nice to work on. The letters are close enough together that I can just kind of carry my thread and it doesn't stand out that much. I'll show you the back just so you can see what I mean. But I'm able to carry my thread between the letters and it's fine. It's not like I'm not carrying between the words, but just between the letters. And so that makes it kind of an enjoyable stitch actually for the words. So I kind of have been saving them, but yeah, it's exciting. So that is, I'm making progress on this piece and it will still keep coming out for temperature stitching. I think we've still got a number of days left before that meets its goal. So you'll keep seeing this. The next piece I worked on is the other temperature stitch piece, and that was a stack of pancakes by SammyStitchesStore on Etsy. Here's what this is going to look like. We are getting very close on this one, y'all. I will put a video in here of where I was at the beginning of the week. Okay, here's my starting point for stack of pancakes for the week. I will be, first of all, continuing this diagonal down here to the bottom, and then I will start way up here, and I will bring this one all the way down as well. I think I'll get 400 stitches that way, so you will see it now, but that is the progress, or that's the starting point. Now the goal for this one was 400 stitches for temperature stitching, and I'm happy to say I got just over that goal with 404 stitches. And at that point, I needed to put it down. There was just too much confetti to keep going, but here is where I am now. So what did I work on this time? Well, I brought down this next, I think I finished this diagonal down here. There's just a little bit left. And then I started back up here and brought this diagonal all the way down to here. So you can see all of my parked threads still that will go in the rest of this diagonal down here, and a few parked threads for the next one. But that is the section I'm working on. You will see here that this right here is the bottom of the pancakes. So that is really the heavy confetti where these pancakes sort of meet their edge and kind of come up against the border of the next pancake or the syrup. This section in here was much less colors. It still creates this beautiful effect of the syrup and the butter kind of pulling at the bottom of the pancakes, but much easier to stitch. So I think once I get down into this section, it'll go a little bit faster. It's just getting through this next little section of really high confetti that will be the challenge. And then I think we've got 2 more diagonals, maybe just 1.5 to go on this side to finish it off. And those I think will not be quite as difficult, although they still have some confetti in them. The exciting milestone I hit on this piece was that I had my first color completion. Can you believe that I'm now at 92.09%, and that's when I first hit my first color completion. That's just how many colors are really in this piece and how you use them all throughout the piece. It's wild. But yeah, first color completion, that felt really, really good. And And also now we have less than 800 stitches to go. So this will be a finish soon. This will keep coming out for temperature stitching until it finishes, which will be great. We won't even need all of the temperature stitching gold to get this done. So this will probably be my next finish for 2026. I say that now and I don't want to jinx myself, but I am going to keep working on it. So I think it will happen. It's beautiful. This is stitched on a 20 count black Aida, and I'm using all the called for DMC from the chart, and I'm using 2 strands over 1 Aida thread. Now typically I would not recommend that on 20 count Aida because it is very, very tight, but it really gives that beautiful sort of full coverage look that I wanted on these pancakes here. Look how delicious they are. Makes me want pancakes. I told my parents the other day, one of these days when I'm here, I want to have breakfast for dinner. We did that as kids sometimes where we'd have pancakes and eggs and sausage for dinner, and I always loved it. So I think stitching on this piece now has made me want pancakes for dinner. So join me in that if you feel inclined. But I do also want to show the back of this piece just because I know some of you are interested in full coverage backs. And here is what mine looks like. So it is kind of messy, but you can still kind of tell it looks like pancakes. And because it's full coverage, it doesn't really matter as much. And I'm pretty happy with it. But you can see with all the different threads here that it is very thick, especially in like this section right in through here where there are a lot of color changes. You can see where the syrup comes down. That's where it gets really thick because of all the different colors in there. So I just find that interesting to see. I know the back doesn't really matter. No one is going to see it, but yeah, I wanted to share that with you in case you were curious. So this is a stack of pancakes coming along at 92.09%, less than 800 stitches. We are getting there. In the next couple of weeks, I see a finish for this. So, and the final piece I worked on is one that I wasn't really planning on pulling out, but when I finished Bee Queen, I was so excited and I had a little bit of time and I had a little bit of stitching in the car, so I wanted something relatively easy, and I just picked up Fruits of Plenty again. So here is what Fruits of Plenty looks like. This is from Modern Folk Embroidery. Here is what the model stitch looks like. Mine is a little different since I'm doing it in greens, but it is absolutely beautiful. And of course, this week I forgot to take a video of where I was when I started the week. So I don't have that to share, but I am really excited because once I got this out, I just decided I'm going to keep working on it until my next video. And that means I got 1,693 stitches in this piece, almost 1,700 stitches. So this was the bulk of my stitching. I also now filled in on my markup RXP, I filled in the 2 middle sections that I finally completed with different motifs. So now my percentage is basically correct. And my percentage now is at 77.78%. So that's exciting as well. But here is Fruits of Plenty. This is what it looks like now. We're getting really far on this. Really making some progress. So what did I work on this time? I'll zoom it in a little bit just so you can see kind of the whole thing here first. Just pull it up a little bit. And these greens are coming through a little bit brighter than they actually are. I think that's just the sunlight in my parents' house here, but they're not quite this punchy green. They're still a very, very lovely green, but maybe not quite as bright as this. So the sections I worked on this time were I brought down so much more of this green section in here. That is some heavy light green stitching, and it's so beautiful. Like, look at the design right here, this sort of flower snowflake design. How beautiful is that it's stitched, you stitch it in the negative, so you stitch what's around it, not actually the design, but it's so beautiful. Even these leaves here and the vines, the flower, it's just gorgeous. So I worked on that section. Obviously I have a lot to go because it goes all the way down to right there, kind of mirroring the other side. On this side, the green section, I basically am done. I think that's the very bottom of it right there. So that's kind of exciting. But I did also work on this side, and that was bringing this kind of border motif down here a little bit. I've completely finished this triangle right here. So that is now fully done. And did some outline work around it here to kind of start the bottom motif there. So underneath here, the 3 pieces we have left there's 2 bigger motifs on either side at the bottom that kind of mirror these 2 at the top. So we basically have what's up here at the top. We have 2 larger motifs and then this one center motif that's a little smaller. And that's what will go in at the bottom down here. My fabric is rolled up, so I do have room down there, believe me, but yeah, it doesn't quite look like it yet. So I'll just keep working on it. This is nice to have this section right here because I can really just pull a thread and keep going and going and going, and it's super nice, so I can get a lot of stitches in. The border and stuff, the outline things that I have to do, that's a little bit more tedious because there is a lot of counting with it to make sure that it's correct and accurate. So I'm glad I can kind of switch back and forth between the two. If I do pull this out again this week, which I'm not sure if I will or not, but the one thing I do want to put in is my initial for my last name right here. That's one of the things that are left to do. And the reason I haven't done that yet is because obviously it's not in the charted piece, so I have to find the actual letter that came with his the PDF and kind of stitch it from that as opposed to using my markup. So it takes a little bit more thinking and a little bit more to do there, but I would like to fill that S in, and then we'll just keep working on the bottom. So yeah, 77% feels super good. This was started back January 1st of 2024, I think. So this is 2 years old now. And hopefully I'll finish it before I finish Saga. We'll see. But it is definitely coming along and making progress. I love these giant pieces, and this will be a huge one to frame and get hanging on my wall, but I'm going to love it. So that is the Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. This is stitched on a 32 count smoky white. It's a printed fabric from Zweigart, and I'm using 2 DMC green colors, 890 and 320, and I'm using 2 strands of DMC over 2 strands over 2. So 2 DMC threads over 2 linen threads. Absolutely love it. Hope you enjoyed it. And those were the whips I have for you this week. So that was the stitching I was able to accomplish. Felt like a really good week. I got a lot done. I met my goals, and I was very happy with all of that. So next up is plans. And I want to talk about temperature stitching a little bit. So I've got 2 pieces obviously left in temperature stitching. I have Stack of Pancakes and Treasury of Compassion. When I did the chart for this week, there were 2 extra days that were assigned to the Which Whip category, which I finished, so now I don't have anything in that category. So I just assigned one of those days each to Stack of Pancakes and Treasury of Compassion. So that means Treasury of Compassion this week will get 4 days, 400 stitches, and Stack of Pancakes is signed up for 3 days, 300 stitches. If I finish those 300 on Stack of Pancakes, we will be under 500 stitches, which is amazing. I can't believe we're really nearing the end on that piece now. But that also means that it's time for Which Whip, because we need to choose the final whip in the last category of temperature stitching. So as you know, I'm here in Florida, and so I have a limited number of whips to choose from. I made a special wheel this time for Which Whip so that just the projects that I have with me here in Florida will be included on this, and we're going to spin the wheel twice, so there'll be 2 projects that come up. I will show those to you, and then you guys will get to vote on which one you want to see in that category next, so which one you want to see some progress on. The only piece I did not put in here that I have here in Florida is Stack of Pancakes, and that's because it will already get finished with its current role in temperature stitching, so we don't need that in Which Whip. But let's go ahead and spin the wheel here. All right, and the first choice we have is Fruits of Plenty. You just saw that one, you know exactly where I am, you know what it is. So that is the first choice. Let's go ahead and spin one more time for the second choice. All right, and the second choice is, ooh, this is fun, Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Okay, so that was a piece that I worked on over Christmas. I'm gonna go grab that real quick. All right, I'm back, and here is Mr. and Mrs. Claus. So this is the kit from Olanta here called Mr. and Mrs. Claus that I was working on over at the end of the Flossmas season. I finished this tree section right in here, but there's obviously a lot more to go. So this is the other option that you will have to vote for, and I'll just show you my piece so far. Here is Mr. and Mrs. Claus. So as you can see, this tree has some beautiful beading in it already. It's got those presents beautifully backstitched at the bottom, but just a lovely, lovely piece here. I think it looks really, really good. And yeah, that would be fun to get some more stitches on this too. So your 2 choices for Whip into Shape are Fruits of Plenty from Modern Folk Embroidery, or Mr. and Mrs. Claus from the Olanta kit. If you would like to vote for Mr. and Mrs. Claus, use the word claus, C-L-A-U-S. And if you would like to use the word fruit, use that for the Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty. So fruit, F-R-U-I-T. And I'll count those votes and we'll see which piece gets in the next temperature stitching category. So I feel like I gave you a lot of homework today. You were supposed to let me know if you watched Jeopardy and watched Wheel of Fortune with the cross stitcher last night. If you are interested in the Bee Queen pattern, use the word sun, S-U-N, and then we have to vote for which whip. So if you want to vote for Claus, for Mr. and Mrs. Claus, use the word Claus, and if you want to use the word fruit for Fruits of Plenty, vote on which one you want to see in the next temperature stitching category. I know that's a lot of homework. I hope you can do it. But yeah, this has been a really jam-packed episode, so thank you for sticking with me. The only other plan I have other than those temperature stitching goals is Saga, and that will be to put in the normal 550 stitches in for the week to keep on track for that goal of finishing it in 4 years. And the piece that I work on after that kind of becomes my focus piece for the rest of the week. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see. I think I have one in mind that I kind of want to pull back out and get some more work on, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, the next thing I have is the little segment with my mom. So I'm going to insert that here. I hope you really enjoy it. Today we've got a very special segment for you, and if you are a returning follower of this channel, you have seen my mom join me on some segments before, but she is back. So this is my mom, Sue. Say hello.
Hi everyone, it's great to be back with you all.
It's been about probably a little bit less than a year that she's been on the channel, and she's been on a couple of times to share the projects that she's working on and her art and stuff, which has been really fun. And a number of you have been asking if she's going to be joining while I'm here in Florida, and so here we finally are to share an update on my mom's projects.
First and foremost, I want to thank you all for the many birthday wishes that you gave. That was really cool, and I really appreciated it. And also, some of you who were followers before will recognize this sweatshirt, but I have to point it out again. I'm still wearing it, and Andy made it for me, and I'm so proud of it that he gave it to me, and we used it for our Disney trip, which most of you already know about. So
we were actually at a Michael's today, and she was wearing the sweatshirt, and the lady who was helping us with frames and stuff, she said, "Did you stitch that yourself?" to my mom. My mom said, "No, he did." And she looked at me and she said, "Wow, it's not easy to stitch on a sweatshirt." And I was like, "No, it's not." But yeah, still getting good use out of the sweatshirt. So. Mm-hmm. Now, as many of you know from before, most of my mom's projects are diamond art. She used to cross stitch back in the day, and she's the one who taught me how to cross stitch. But lately, most of her projects have been in diamond art. So this will be her pieces that she's worked on in diamond art. And how long have you been doing that now?
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
Not quite 2 years.
And she's got a lot done in that amount of time. And she's got a lot of projects and a lot of kitted pieces. So we're going to share it all with you today. So should we just get started?
Sure.
So we're going to start off with the ornaments that she's got. And if you watched the Flossmas videos, especially while I was down here in Florida, you would have noticed that on the tree behind me, there were a lot of these ornaments, and they are all diamond painting pieces that she did. So this is an example of one of them. We pulled one off the tree and kept it out of the Christmas boxes for you all to see. And if you want to turn it around, Mom, you can show that it is double-sided, so both sides of the piece have diamonds on them. And how many of these do you think you did total?
Well, I did 3 sets, so it would have been 36.
36 ornaments. Mm-hmm. And they're all on the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're all there. Did you enjoy those? Because they have different diamond sizes on them, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not, but they do have different sizes. Like some of them are big, some of them are different shapes. They're not all just little round shapes like some of most of the diamonds are. But it was fun, but I had to do other things in between because it was just the same color over and over and over. So it got kind of repetitious, and I would need to change every once in a while. But I did enjoy it, and it was fun, and it was cool to see them on the tree when I got to put them on there.
And we all know what that's like, because we all get tired of one project, and that's why we all have many whips. And she's finding the same thing with diamond painting. Now, you first so last year on the tree, you only had half the ornaments completed, mm-hmm. and then you decided that you just wanted more?
Yeah, it wasn't enough. It didn't make the tree full enough. I felt like they were just too scattered. It didn't look as nice. So I added another set and a half, like Andy said, and yeah, it just was really, really better this year, I felt.
Yeah, now it looked really nice. So you all would have seen that in the Flossmas videos behind me, and that's the tree that she has up now for the holidays, and it's all decorated in diamond painting. So that was her first sort of soiree into the craft. And then she found a couple of coaster kits, which I think we've talked about the last time that she was on here as well, but we're going to share just a couple of those coasters that she's worked on.
Yeah.
You want to start with?
My first ones were like beach themed. So, yeah, let's get it this way. So that I really enjoyed these. I actually love doing these, and they're kind of hard to find, really. Not near all the diamond art companies carry them, so you just kind of have to search. And my sister, I did some fall ones, which I'll show a couple of here after a bit, and she really loved them and wanted to do them, and we can't find the set again, so they're not easy to find. This is the other beach one that I did.
Yeah, I really like that one. I like the seashell.
And then these are the fall ones. Most of them were pumpkins, and so there were a couple that had some other little things on, but most of them, the pumpkin ones were my favorite ones for sure.
So yeah, these are always sitting around the house. There's always plenty of coasters to be used around the house, but it adds just such a nice, like, artistic, shiny thing all over the house, which is fun. And so you've done beach ones, fall ones.
And I did a set of Christmas ones. They were all gingerbread men.
Yeah.
But of course they're put away in the Christmas stuff.
Yeah. So we don't have those out, but they only come out for Christmas anyway.
Yeah.
So that was kind of her first mini projects in diamond painting. And the last time she was on the channel, we showed one of her finishes, which was a snowman piece. And we don't have that one here to share with you today because we shared the fully finished last time. But that was one of her big finishes that we shared. And then she was working on another piece that was dolphins and sea life. And I think she was about halfway through. So this is that piece now fully completed. And yeah, this is that piece.
So I'm not keeping this piece because I don't like it at all. Well, I shouldn't say at all, but it almost looks more detailed on here than what it actually does in person. The detail on it is terrible, and there's fish on there that you can't even tell are fish. And originally I thought, well, maybe I'll just do the two dolphins right here in the center, but when I looked at them again today, I told Andy, I'm not even going to do them. I just don't like them well enough. I was thinking about putting them maybe in a round frame or whatever. But I've done a lot since that, and I just like the other projects much better. So I think that one was a try on air.
And this was also, if you notice, I don't know how well we can get zoomed in here, but these are also square diamonds instead of the circle ones. So that did make it a little more challenging. You can see in the white section here how some of them it shows more of the spaces right in through here. As she continued, she got better and better, and you can see like this section of white is really, really neat. And she kept getting better as she went down. But yeah, I guess this is a finish, but also a UFO. I don't know what the term for that would be. But yeah, she's just decided that she's not gonna keep this one, not gonna move forward with framing it because she has a lot of other better pieces that
Definitely.
that she wants to work on. But we did want to at least show you that she finished it, she completed it, and don't worry, this was originally going to go to my nephew, but she's going to find another piece for him that will be even better. So he's still going to get something, but that was that finished piece. The next one we'll show is, well, do you want to talk about this one?
So when the dolphins on that one just weren't what I wanted, I decided I was going to look for a new dolphin picture. And originally, my grandson said he wanted dolphins. Well, then I started another project, which you'll see after a while, and he didn't know if he wanted the dolphins anymore. So I completed this one and kept it for myself. And I have a bathroom that's kind of sea-oriented theme, and so I hung it in there. and I get to enjoy it every day, and I really do like this one. It turned out really nice. I took it to Michael's, and they framed it and helped me pick out like the color of the border and all that, and I really was impressed with it when it was completely finished.
Yeah, and it does look really nice. They did a very good job of picking out the color to sort of pull out that color from the piece itself, and it's a really nice piece. I think the framing job looks really good, and the whole piece is very good. And it's very shiny. I know it's hard to see with the glare, but these diamonds are very sparkly, so that adds a nice little like shine to the colors. But
yeah, I'm sure the camera doesn't pick that up because we're getting some glare from the glass.
Yeah.
But when you see it in person, there is a lot of shine to it.
Yeah.
It really looks cool.
And I don't think you had even started this the last time you were on the
I
channel.
don't
So
think
this
so.
is like a completely new one that she has now started and finished and fully finished. So the next one we've got is another finish that she just completed over the Christmas period. And you want to talk a little bit about this one?
So
I can hold it up while you...
So I did a snowman for myself, which you had all seen, and my sister saw it and she loved it. So here again, I went to find one exactly like the one I did to do for her as a surprise, and they did not have it. So I really was looking for one. You got to really be careful when you're selecting diamond art, especially off of Amazon, because some of them the detail is terrible.
Yeah.
And you get them and you're not happy with them at all. As a matter of fact, I ordered one snowman picture and I sent it back because when I saw the pattern, I'm like, nope, it's going to look like my dolphin one. I'm not going to do it. So I sent it back and ordered this one. And this one I'm really, really happy with. It turned out really cool. She does not know I finished it. She knew I was looking for one for her, but she does not know I did it. And so I'm going to frame it and give it to her. I won't wait till next Christmas. I get to see her in March, and I plan to give it to her then.
Okay, so let's talk about this one. So what parts of this one do you like the most, or what did you have the most fun when you were painting?
Well, I didn't think I would like the trees as much as I do. But the trees, when I got them done up in here, they just looked so much like winter trees. That the detail on them was just really, really awesome. And I love the snowmen's faces and their scarves, because my favorite colors for Christmas are definitely red and green. So it was just so much fun when I got their faces in, and it just made me really like, once I got to that point, then I just kept going and going and going, because I just loved the way they turned out. And and even the bodies turned out really nice. Like I was afraid because there was so much white down in here that it was just going to all blend into one. But it didn't. They put enough of color change right around the outline of them that just outlined each one of them really neatly. So. And
I think the trees were a part that really stood out to both of us, because they got so much dimension out of this piece just with pixel art. And I think it's hard to do, especially for trees like that. But you can really see the definition in those trees, and it really makes it look really nice. So yeah, this is obviously not framed yet, but we're working at getting a frame for it so that the finished piece will be framed when she gives it to my aunt.
Yeah.
And yeah, but this was her Christmas finish this year. Some more snowmen.
I love snowmen, if you can't tell.
All right, and then the next one you are currently working on. So this is a work in progress, and sorry for the crinkling, but just like that is fine. Here is the next piece she's working on. So do you want to talk about this one?
So this is a turtle, and my granddaughter picked this one out. And then when my grandson saw this one, he decided he wanted a turtle. So I don't have his turtle bought yet, because he kind of keeps changing his mind what he wants. But my granddaughter picked this one out, and this is the one that she wanted. And here again, I really was particular when I tried to pick one that looked like it had a good detail on the turtle, which so far it has turned out really well. At the bottom, there might be some of that I don't keep, because I'm afraid it might be a little bit blurry, and it's not going to be detailed enough, but I can just chop that off and still use the whole turtle, and she won't know the difference, so she's young yet.
And then do you want to point out where you are on the piece just so they can all see
so
like the kind of difference?
I am right like through here. From here up it's completed. I still have this little bit in here to do, but this is done and all the way to here is completed.
Yep, so I'll just zoom in so you can see that kind of line that she's talking about, but everything above that line is fully completed. And again, this one looks really good. It's got good definition. The ocean waves behind look cool. The sun rays coming in look good. So I think this one's going to turn out really good. And like she said, if she needs to frame the bottom section, cut that off a little bit, I think it'll still be a nice piece for her.
Yeah, I think so too, and she'll love it. She's seen. She always asks me when she comes if she can see it. So I'm trying hard to get progress on it before she comes again.
And you are, because on Christmas,
Yeah.
At Christmas, you basically focused just on the Christmas whip, right? So she was just working on the snowmen. But since Christmas, I feel like you already got like a huge chunk of this done since Christmas, because this is the piece now that's kind of her focus and that she's working on.
Yeah.
So it's definitely coming along. So. And that's your only work in progress right now, right? That's the only other piece that you have going. So that's that's why it's the focus.
Right.
But you have accumulated some kits. So we're going to share some upcoming projects that she's got as well. So we'll just show the kits that she has.
So this is the one. Is that the best way to show it?
Yeah, I think so.
The beach, it's a beach theme. And I'm really looking forward to doing this one with, it's starting to, in a month or so, get summer, real summer here in Florida. It's cold today.
Cold for Florida, for sure.
But I'm excited to do this. And this will be probably my biggest one.
I think so, yeah.
Because it's a finished is a 16 by 20, and I have not done any quite that big yet.
Yeah, and this is also her first. This is from the Diamond Art Club. So that's the kit right here. And it's her first Diamond Art Club piece. This one has 47 colors, so a lot of different colored diamonds. But yeah, definitely one that she's looking forward to getting started.
And that one is round diamonds. I've stuck to round diamonds so far, but which one of these is square? This one. So I was gifted 2 new ones at Christmas. And when I got them home, I realized that one of them was a square one. So we'll see how that turns out as a challenge. But this is the one that is going to be square. And is that you're better
that's
holding
good.
it.
It's this cute kitty by the Christmas tree, kind of sleeping by the tree there. And again, she said it's the square gems. This is from Make Market, which we believe is the Michaels brand of diamond paintings. That's the brand they usually carry. So this one will be interesting. I'm not sure if this says how many colors are in here or not.
And I have not tried any of theirs, so I have no idea like what the details like on them. But I think it'll be a decent kit.
Actually, I'm surprised. This one has 54 colors. So this has actually more than the beach one did, which is surprising. But yeah, the square gems are definitely a challenge for her to work on. But she mastered it so much better the last time she was working on the piece. So I think she'll be fine with this one. It's just a matter of getting back to that like methodical way of doing the diamond painting. But, so that's one of her other kits. And then
I found with the squares, I had watched some videos, and I did find that you're better off to kind of work in a diagonal with them than straight across. So we'll see how it goes when I do that one.
We'll keep you posted once she gets it going.
And then this one is the other one that was gifted to me at Christmas. And these are all big. These are all 16 by 20 when they're finished. So it might be a couple of years till I get these all done. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm not retired yet, so I don't have all day to just sit and work on diamond art, but I would love to.
Yeah, and this is a cute little gingerbread scene. I think she's really excited to get this one going, even though it's not Christmas. So this might be the next one she starts, but we'll see how it ends up. Yeah. This one only has 41 colors, so not as many color changes in it, but I think it's still going to be a beautiful piece. So those are the 3 kits she's got in the wings, ready to go for diamond painting. And then...
And so now I'm going to also start trying a new challenge. Years and years and years ago, I did do one needlepoint. Cross stitch, counter cross stitch is really hard for me to see. That I struggle with the holes in that. So I thought, well, needlepoint has bigger holes, most of it, and I'm just going to try a piece. So I'm not starting out little, although we didn't realize, Andy and he helped me pick one out, and we did not realize it was going to be looking quite as big as what it is. But
it is a big piece, but it's beautiful. We went on eBay and just looked for some diamond or some needlepoint kits, and came across this one from Dimensions, and it's beautiful. I think it's going to look really, really nice. It was the full kit unopened, so if you want to turn that around, you can show them all the yarn that comes with it. Obviously, we have not sorted the yarn yet. We have opened it, and we're like kind of pressing out the needlepoint canvas so that it gets flat, but we haven't sorted the threads or anything like that yet. But she does want to get it started while I'm down here so we can kind of work at the beginning of it together. I think it'll be nice because the sky up here is not too many color changes, and there's a lot of big blocks of stitching there. So I think that'll be good for her to get the rhythm of needlepoint. And then as she gets down further here into the rocks and into the waves, there's a lot of different color changes there. And I think that will be a fun challenge for her, but a good one. This one does have a little bit of back stitching, which I think she's nervous for. There's some back stitching in the lighthouse itself, in the birds up here, and in the house. But yeah, I think this is still a good kit for her. It is much bigger than we both anticipated, so she's jumping into the deep end right off the beginning. But I'm excited for her. We'll see how she likes it and how she gets on with it.
yeah, I'm hoping to get it started here maybe in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I have to order a few more things before I get it started, but I am excited to start it. I'm a little nervous, but I want to definitely get it started and work on it while he's here and can give me pointers and help me to distinguish the difference between the colors and make sure I'm using the right threads and everything else.
Yeah, all of that we'll work through. And yeah, I think originally we had thought maybe a smaller kit was what she would start with, but she liked this one, I liked this one, and we got it, and then we realized, oh, it's much bigger than we thought it was. But it'll be fun. It'll be a good one for her to work on. So yeah, so if she starts some of these and I'm still here in Florida, we might have her back on one more time before I leave to show some of the updates and the progress on them. But yeah, I think that's all we had to share. Did you have anything else you wanted to?
No, I think that's it. But I just appreciate you all, and I'm so thankful that Andy has you all to communicate with, and just a great group of people. So keep on stitching and just have a great time with it.
Yeah, thanks for letting us come back and share her updates. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. One more little piece of homework. Let me know which of those projects from my mom were your favorite, which one you are excited to see her working on more. And if I'm still down here for a while and she makes some progress on either the turtle piece or if she starts the needlepoint kit, we will definitely share that one more time before I head back to New York to give an update on her projects as well. But thank you so much for allowing me to have her on the channel, and we had a lot of fun filming that segment. And I think that's all I've got for you today. So thank you again for joining me. And yeah, I can't believe we're already in 2026, almost at the end of January. A crazy year already, but I hope you're enjoying your stitching, finding comfort in it, and yeah, just doing something that brings you joy. So keep running if you're a runner, always keep stitching, and be kind to whoever you meet on your journey. Bye for now, until the next stitch.